Hi, guys. Welcome back, Libras. Let's go ahead and jump on into this, shall we? Libras, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for all your beautiful birthday wishes. So we begin with a Six of Swords. Oh, I like this though. We have I'm such a huge fan of drive-in movie theaters and cups of coffee and oh my gosh, like this is and the night sky. This is everything I love rolled into one if they put a blue healer in this card. We have peaceful calm. This feels like, I don't know if there's going to be a chance for a very old fashioned date. This is maybe a reconnection. This feels like going back to simpler times. This feels like sweet, um, kind of soft romance. This feels like, going out for that first cup of coffee, going out on a second date, going out and doing something where, you can steal a kiss. It just feels really nice. It feels like love is about to get a heck of a lot easier. We have a Queen of Wands. I always look at this like a Queen of Wands. She could be someone who is like very much more in the public eye, very much like she's the leader. You notice how we have all of these other torches behind her, and then she stands prominently. I feel like this is somebody who, this is like my valedictorian or parade leader, or just a person who stands out from a crowd. We also have kind of a celebratory energy here that makes me think of like somebody who's been to Mardi Gras. Also, Day of the Dead is here as well, but she may be extremely attuned to like natural stones, gems, minerals. She has an agate here for her belly, so very earthy. I would normally associate that a little bit more with the Queen of Pentacles, but they chose to put it on the Queen of Wands. And we have the power of a jaguar here as well, so she's got a very sensual side to her. Definitely stands out in a crowd. This feels like if this is going to be describing our Libra, it's coming through like our Libra is feeling foxy. It feels like, I don't know, I get like this is a do-over for a romance, or finally two people can be in good company again. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. They just call it fortune in this particular card, but we even have them holding up a tarot card, and it is it's a nine of diamonds here. We've got a lot of transformation. I would say, and this is Year of the Dragon, keep in mind. Even though this card came out sideways, I'm going to say in love, in romance, in sense of like overall well-being, like personal self-worth, all of this is starting to feel better, and it's a shared energy, maybe across the world. Maybe everybody's just getting into a better vibe. We have a Six of Cups. It's definitely a soulmate energy coming together. It's definitely I feel like, there can be so much angst and so much stress, especially if in a relationship there was already a lot of difficulty. This is a bunch of that difficulty is smoothing out. Soulmates are easy in each other's company again. I really feel like this is a reconciliation, or I don't even want to call it that. I want to call it two people that are just going to enjoy like they've met for the first time, even if it's not the first time. They're good with each other's energy again. But this isn't this, clamoring, crazy amount of passion. It's instead more about being together in a setting, in a romance where it's like it almost feels, because of the, sorry, this magician will come back to it in just a second, but because I said it's like starting from scratch, back when love was simpler. When we first meet somebody and we're not guarded and we're not already hurt and we're not, folding our arms across our chest and refusing to open up, or we've, already said mean things and there's hurt. This feels like a complete new beginning. It's like they drove away from the hurt and the pain, and they're starting fresh. I feel like this is two people going on a second first date. Meaning, I think that this is Libra connecting to somebody and they're seeing each other like, wow, I have butterflies in my tummy seeing you again. Even if I already know you, even if we had huge history together, I feel like this is a brand new slate. This is a clean slate. And with this magician, holy smokes, we have got strong Virgo Gemini energy here. There is this powerful, heroic energy. These characters are acting just right. The universe is smiling upon them. The universe is overseeing this, saying, that's exactly what I was hoping. I was hoping you guys would start to manifest comfort. I was hoping you guys would start to manifest, like caring about each other. I was hoping you two would manifest a connection where you go, the most important thing is that we're trying to support each other. We care about each other. We don't want to hurt each other. We always want to find solutions. We have not a butterfly, a hummingbird. Sorry, I don't know my animals very well today. But the wings of a hummingbird, they move in the a figure eight, like an infinity symbol. And so to have a Six of Cups, to have these soulmates connecting to each other, it's like this connection was always meant to be. Yes, it must have endured some difficult times. It must have gone through some choppy waters. There was definitely an element of they had to be apart for a certain amount of time because divine timing is really heavy here. It's really important here. But they both had things that they had to do because we see the butterflies on either side. And then we have that, a nine is always personal to me, just like the aces are. But the nine is like someone's personal journey, like Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. It's like Nine of Wands would be our wounded warrior who they've been working on themselves and they're almost, like done with a difficult thing. The Nine of Pentacles, somebody who's, personally becoming more abundant. Nine of Swords, one character who's really stressed out. This is a happy nine, even though it's not actually a tarot card exactly. It's a playing card and it's a Nine of Diamonds. But I have to say, and we even have like the orb of what looks like the rising moon or the setting sun, or is it a giant crystal ball? It feels like fortune telling. It feels like this was divinely meant to be in divine timing, almost as if they had to pull the right cards in order to finally have things go into alignment. And when I say pull the right cards, I'm using that like metaphorically. Pulling the right cards in this case was pulling the right energy out of themselves in order to finally have real cooperation. We have a lot of cooperation in this story so far because we do have so many sixes, and that's always going to be about the shared energy. For the universe to oversee it and say, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for you to start manifesting the best. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles, it's funny because I already said I would have assumed that this should have been a little bit more associated with the Queen of Pentacles, and now here she is. For this storyline, I'm reading this as the energy between Libra and another person. Now, could this be about two friends? Sure. Could this be about two sisters? Sure. Could this be about two characters that needed to, because soulmates doesn't have to be about love and romance. It's just that first card looked very love and romancy to me. This could be a same-sex couple. Does not have to be. We see a masculine and a feminine here, but we do have two queens. All of this, if I were going to step back a little further from this story, what I would say is the most important messages are these two, right? So the Wheel of Fortune had to turn for each character, and it was going to happen this year, but each person had something to transform into, and the universe was like, focus on transforming into the best you. Focus on that aspect. Focus on being that person. I feel like there is passion, and there is people look great undressed. I had to actually color them in little underpants on that card, especially the Queen of Pentacles. But in this deck, I had to color in some underpants on our characters. But I actually don't think that this is necessarily so heavily moving toward the intimacy, like the physical intimacy. This is about emotional intimacy first and foremost. That's the part that's getting sorted out. The physical intimacy will certainly come. That's undeniable. But what they're building in this storyline, what Libra has an opportunity to partake in, is this wonderful sense of emotional reconnection, moving away from the harsher energies, feeling really comfortable, really safe in a partner's arms, in a partner's company. And I do feel like these are characters who knew each other before. And I only say that because the Wheel of Fortune is here, the two butterflies, This was all about what needed to happen. The Magician is about what needed to happen, what's needed to be the focal point. We have a Three of Pentacles and we have a King of Pentacles. So we have a perfectly matched pair. I know we really haven't had a confident Libra energy show up, right? And I never care in my storytelling who is, like, does Libra show up as an air sign? Because all of my characters can have different facets of their own behavior come to the surface. We do have one strong feminine energy. We have one strong masculine energy. The reason I say one strong feminine, even though we had two queens, is because I feel like that's one and the same. So let's say, for example, that the Libra is what has shifted inside of them is that they feel extremely grounded. They feel really good about who they are. And whomever this King of Pentacles is, we can now name him. He sees this Libra as like in amongst, if there were a parade of all of the most glorious, we'll say, women in the world, Libra is still the one that shows up the most because she's real, she's true, she's earthy, but she's also unlike anybody else. She is the leader of the parade. She is the most beautiful, the Queen of Pentacles. She's also incredibly giving. And it's funny how there is a deep sensuality to this Libra. And it's funny that the normally what we would see is a Queen of Wands would be the more sensual. Instead, the one that I had to draw underpants on was a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles could be, drawing that primal, like sensual energy, like that animalistic vibe. And we don't usually talk about a Queen of Pentacles, a Queen of Coins like that. So I think that that's an interesting observation, is that our character is both physically very attractive, very alluring, has this Libra has a powerful sense of self. It shows, they really stand out from a crowd, and at a deeper, more like private, like behind closed doors, our Libra's an animal. And I think that there is a profound hunger between these two characters, but there is also a genuine sweetness. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but it feels like this innocent new beginning, almost like two people can tentatively start to date each other, go out on a classic, like I say, a classic kind of innocent, can we go out for a cup of coffee? Can we start over? Can we go ahead and just sit under the stars? Can we do those things that are just like really romantic when you're first getting to know someone, and it's thrilling just to hold their hand, or it's thrilling just to sit side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and watch a movie together? Can we start there? The only thing is there is this profound passion simmering as well. And it's interesting because this King of Coins, even here with all of the honeycomb, the beehive, by the way, he could be Spanish. He could have a Latin heritage. And I only say that because he's in like a toreador's costume, or maybe even, no, I would say toreador, a bullfighter's jacket. I don't think there's anything more attractive. I think that's such an attractive look. I love the short jackets, love the like epaulets and the shoulders. I just think it's amazing. This could also, though, be, it kind of reminds me of like a mariachi player. Love mariachi clothes. Oh my God, nothing sexier. He could come from, like hail from that particular culture, whether it's Spain or Mexico, but there is a very, very powerful masculine to this individual. If they're masculine, they are the bee that wants to pollinate. Oh gosh, there's a song that's trying to bust into my head, and I can't think of what it was. We have a Three of Pentacles though here that says this is their forever connection. I think that whoever this possibly earth energy is that wants to match with our Libra, I think they're going to be they are proud, but they're also very, very, very proud to have their Libra by their side. To me, we have picked up a story where we didn't see what happened before. We didn't see what the past was. We only see what the present and the forward motion is between these two. I didn't want to do too long of a video, but Libras, we do have to take one quick peek and say, previous to this, did these two know each other? Where were these two in the past? Nine of Cups and Empress energy. Gosh, previously, sorry, I scraped up my knuckles moving furniture. I wasn't in a fight, I promise. But this Nine of Cups and this Empress vibe, did they know each other before? God, this almost feels like they were in love before. But obviously, they must have gotten into troubled waters. Somebody could be, they put somebody on a pedestal. It could have been, this would be our Libra, and we have this feminine up on a pedestal, and we have this masculine down here on his horse, like looking way up at the sky. Like, damn, how am I going to get there? She's so happy. Her life is so good. Maybe their life wasn't that great. Maybe this king's life wasn't so great at that point in time. They definitely put Libra up on a pedestal because Libra is that Empress. Now, of course, the whole storyline could be flipped as well, right? It doesn't really matter because that's Libra Taurus. And what we've been dealing with primarily here is, well, fire energy and a lot of earth energy in this. We have an Ace of Wands. God, these two had so much passion, but I think that somewhere along the lines, their passion turned into fighting, because this is not just like, oh, lovey-dovey, I'm super excited to be with this person. There's, we see fangs on this. We see lightning strikes. This is like I feel like we're dealing with a Libra and whomever I'm going to say the divine masculine is. The divine masculine may have a very powerful, machismo to them. It doesn't, again, it could still be same-sex couple, but we all have our pride. We all have our arrogance. Certain amounts of it are important, right? It's what pushes us forward. It's what makes us excel in life. And it's that sense of like, I have pride in what I do. I want to do it well. That's a good thing. But it could also, when two people, especially if they put Libra up on a pedestal that then they felt like they couldn't reach, that could have been a part of this big problem that existed. Again, the problem is no longer an issue. I just wanted to look back in the past for just a moment to figure out, had these two already interacted? And this says yes. There was intense passion. I don't know if some words were spoken that caused like a temper to flare, like it hit a soft spot in someone who already had a big ego, and they'd already put Libra up on a pedestal, and then Libra says something, maybe joking or maybe without realizing, not seeing that would be, like a red hot button that would, flare them up, but it hit an ego and it made the fangs come out, and it made these two powerful forces. This, what happens when we get a thunder and lightning storm? Well, the warm front and the cold front collide, and then we get all this energy. These two are as passionate together and desire each other as much as they can also be ferocious opponents and clash. That's going to probably be something. No wonder we saw the card of like they needed to change something. I think they needed to iron out everything and go back to basics and make things a little bit more simple. Wait a second. Instead of getting flared up, instead of getting wounded, what if I'm dealing with my equal? And instead of having to feel like it's a situation where I have to vie for my own personal identity and power and they need to respect me, what if they actually already do both respect each other and they just need to be more gentle with each other? That's kind of the message I'm getting off of this. And I think, if anything, perhaps it's a little bit more of the divine masculine who's wrapped their head around that. There's a real softening of energy in this. And that's the part that I really love. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribe.